Welcome to episode 6 of the Microflush toilet training. This episode will teach about the user interface. The user interface is described as the toilet seat or the squat fixture. In this episode, we will discuss how the homeowner, the school, or the clinic will choose the kind of user interface that best fits the culture and the people using the Microflush toilet. The Microflush toilet user interface can be built with commonly available materials in the community. The two user interfaces are the toilet seat user interface and the squat fixture user interface. We want to show that there are many ways to implement the toilet seat user interface. There are 5 parts to a seat user interface: the pedestal, the straight chute, the Microflush toilet valve, the commercial toilet seat and cover used on commercial toilets, and the flush handle. The pedestal is built with bricks, blocks, and poured concrete. In this video, the late Dr. Stephen Mecca on the right is building a pedestal user interface with bricks at Camp Creek State Park in West Virginia. Dr. Mecca invented the Microflush toilet and received a Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation grant in 2013 to prototype the Microflush toilet. Building with bricks is a good way to understand how the valve works with the straight chute bucket. Experimenting and seeing how the valve connects to the bucket is a good way to learn. The flush handle will extend out of the pedestal base to flush the valve after each use. The pedestal can also efficiently and quickly be built when forms are used to pour the front and back. The forms are 30 by 43 centimeters. The side forms have a bottom length of 43 centimeters. The height on the left side of the form is 43 centimeters. The form goes straight for 10 centimeters and down by 10 centimeters from the top of the frame. The lower edge is 33 centimeters to make it easy to place the valve into the pedestal. You can see the concrete forms drying in the sun in the video. The side concrete forms are shaped with a cutout that makes placing the valve with the pipe attached an easy job. The sample on the video had a much smaller space for the valve when the maker is more experienced. The 33 centimeter opening makes it easier to adjust the movement of the Microflush toilet valve. Concrete fills in the gap when the valve is working smoothly. The pre-poured concrete parts of the pedestal are quicker and easier than laying bricks for the pedestal. The toilet seat user interface will vary depending upon the use of bricks, concrete blocks, or the poured forms that are available locally. The user interface slab opening is 30 by 43 centimeters. It is also possible to install a porcelain pedestal that was designed for pit latrines to work with the Microflush toilet valve. The porcelain pedestal cannot be the standard high-volume flush toilet. The porcelain pedestal must be the pit latrine version with a straight drop from the toilet bowl. The valve is designed to close tightly on the opening of the porcelain pedestal. The flush handle is on the side of the porcelain pedestal instead of the top. We've learned that the porcelain pedestal is preferred for the middle-class customer in the developing countries where the customer is buying the toilet. The porcelain pedestal can increase the cost of the Microflush toilet by about $50 to $100. The porcelain pedestal can be designed to work with the valve or the Sado pan. The height of the seat user interface is about 43 to 48 centimeters tall after including the straight chute piece of concrete. The straight chute is constructed with a plastic bucket that is secure in poured concrete. A metal chute or commercial grade plastic can be used for commercial purposes in central markets or parks. Also, porcelain straight chutes are used when the homeowner desires the look and feel of a porcelain pit latrine, straight chute, and pedestal. We've used the straight chute porcelain user interface for a nursing school and middle class homeowners who are willing to pay the extra cost of the porcelain seat user interface. A form is made that is 30 by 43 centimeters for the straight chute. An empty concrete bag is laid flat to prevent the concrete from getting dirty. Cut off the handles of the plastic bucket. Cut off the bottom of the bucket in a straight line. The bucket bottom should look like the bucket in this video. Hammer nails at the top of the bucket where the concrete will be used with the nails to connect well with the bucket. Iron rods and thin wire mesh will be cut to go around the bucket for strength. Pour about 5 centimeters of cement into the straight chute concrete slab. The Microflush toilet valve opens to empty the contents in the straight chute. We have an episode that teaches you how the valve is built and cut and melted with sewer pipe. A Sado pan can be considered as an alternative to the valve in most developing countries. The valve has a counterweight that automatically closes the valve after the handle flushes the toilet. It is good to install the Microflush toilet valve so that it can be adjusted or replaced easily to increase sustainability. The commercial toilet seat and cover is the part of the user interface that the consumer appreciates the most. The commercial toilet seat is secured into the stucco of the top of the user interface to keep the seat in the down position. Personally, I would like the commercial toilet seat to be able to be lifted, but it is secured in the cement instead. The toilet seat cover is designed to be lifted and closed after use. The flush handle is used to flush the Microflush toilet. It is usually made of plastic PVC pipe. At a school or clinic where the number of uses are high, it makes sense to use metal pipe instead. Also, a stop has been added to prevent a flush valve moving in the wrong direction. The stop helps to prevent broken flush handles. It can be as simple as concrete poured to only allow the handle to go in the right direction. The squat user interface is made 3 different ways. 1, the squat user interface with a valve and a porcelain fixture and a flush handle. 2, the squat user interface with a Sado pan only. 3, squat user interface with a Sado pan and a porcelain fixture. The Sado pan automatically flushes and closes back without the use of a flush handle. First, the squat user interface with the valve is placed directly above the user interface slab with the valve opening and closing using the flush handle. Cement is placed around the valve flush handle with enough space for the flush handle to move freely. The porcelain fixture is connected directly onto the user interface slab with cement. The community dug the foundation and built the walls. What I am also surprised about is something we didn't expect was that they're building a washroom next to the Microflush toilet. And there's another household that has done the same thing. And so that is taking initiative that wasn't planned by Rotary, but the household planned that work. Now, what is surprising is they are using the Microflush toilet, but they are not using the sink. That I would wash my hands in the sink, and the water would flow into the toilet. And so when they're done, they're doing this technique of washing using the Buddha, and then you've got the flush, and then you fill it back up again. The squat user interface can be built using just the Sado pan for household use. It is good to build a form that is 30 by 43 centimeters that will fit over the user interface slab hole. Iron rods and metal mesh should be cut and tied to secure the Sado pan into place. The concrete bag or plastic is used to keep dirt away from the poured concrete. The bottom flush valve of the Sado pan that holds in the fluid should be removed while the concrete work is being done. It will be reinstalled when the concrete dries. This solution is easy to implement and the lowest cost option for a squat user interface. It is also nice because the concrete slab containing the Sado pan can be put over the hole and cemented into place with just a little bit of concrete. The Sado pan will flush multiple times with fluids or solids during one use. The Microflush toilet valve only opens once after each use. The user experience with the Sado pan is different, and it is important to decide which user experience is best for the consumer. The squat user interface with the Sado pan and porcelain fixture requires an extra step. The Sado pan is poured into the concrete slab, and then the porcelain fixture is enclosed in a light amount of cement to allow the porcelain fixture to lay flat above the Sado pan. It is important to pour water into the Sado pan above the porcelain fixture before the cement dries, so that you can test that the Sado pan flushes automatically and returns to the closed position before the cement is dry. The schools and clinics prefer a porcelain fixture because it is easier to clean and keep sanitary. The households who want a squat fixture are happy with the Sado pan only solution. The porcelain fixture is appreciated in more upscale schools and homes. Hand washing directly over the user interface is the usual practice instead of using the sink. The water from the sink can drain by a pipe or hose that flows directly above the Microflush toilet valve or Sado pan. The sink is a cultural decision that needs to be researched before it is used. Muslim population prefer to use a Buddha or teapot to wash after each use. The Muslim population can also use more water for hand washing and anal cleansing than other communities. Hygiene awareness, needs assessments, and training can help the maker decide whether the sink should be included in the Microflush toilet user experience. Please explain to the customer that both solutions are good, and it depends upon the needs and culture of the customer to choose the user interface that suits the family or school children the best. It is important to plan for maintenance of the flush toilet handle and the straight chute bucket and porcelain fixture, which can break if something heavy is dropped on it. Plan on always to be able to reinstall the handle or to adjust the valve or the Sado pan by sealing the cracks with cement, but making it so that the seal can be broken if maintenance is needed. Thank you for watching episode 6 to learn that a Microflush toilet user interface can be a toilet seat or a squat fixture. Culture, user experience, and hygiene training will influence which user interface is selected.